Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video I'm going to share with you how I make Jamaican steamed cabbage. If you like this video, do remember to hit the subscribe button and hit the like button as well. So to make the cabbage I'm going to use some garlic, a bit of Brussels sprouts, carrots, an onion, the cabbage of course, some bell peppers, coconut milk, we've got some seasonings and herbs, and lastly stock cube. I'm going to get started by chopping up all of my vegetables. For the cabbage you want to cut them medium size, you don't want them to be too thin and you don't want them to be too thick, so ideally you want them to look like this. I'm using my molasses jar here to help me to crush the garlic, and for this recipe I use 3 cloves of garlic, but you don't have to use this much garlic, but I personally love garlic, or if you love garlic more than I do, use more garlic. And some onions. Brussels sprouts isn't something you usually find in Jamaican steamed cabbage, but I made this dish, I think the last time I made this was like in December, and sprouts was in season and I used sprouts then, so I really liked having sprouts in it, so I'm adding sprouts to this Jamaican steamed cabbage. And for the carrots I'm using a potato peeler to create these nice shreds, and then I just went in with a knife to cut the shreds a bit. You don't actually have to cut the shreds, you can just place them straight in the pot like that without cutting them. But yeah, I just don't like them looking too chunky, so I just go in and cut them a little bit. And last, I think this is the last vegetables I'm going to cut, is the bell peppers. I'm not going to cook all of the vegetables at the same time because I like my bell peppers to have a bit of a crunch to them, so I'll add them later on in the cooking, as well as the stock cube and the coconut milk. So for now it's just the cabbage, carrot, onion, garlic, some of my seasoning and the herbs. And then I'm going to leave this on the stove to saute or just simmer down in some water. I'm going to have my steamed cabbage with pumpkin and dumplings. I have this pumpkin, well I've had this pumpkin since I think September, October last year. The same time that I got all the vegetables that some of the vegetables that I use in my vegetable biryani. I'll tag that up there if you want to go and check that out. So I got a bag of goodies from my friend's mom, and included was this pumpkin. And as you can see, the pumpkin actually is in good tact because I left the stem on it. So if you've got pumpkins or someone gives you pumpkin, if you want to keep it for like a really long time, just make sure the stem is still intact. And I'm just going to cut it, and you're going to see inside that it is still good. There's nothing wrong with it. And yeah, let me know, how long have you kept a pumpkin for? So this pumpkin is probably like well over 6 months old. Is that crazy? Let me know in the comment section. And now I'm just cutting it, and I'm gonna clean it up and then peel it and boil it. By the way, I'm peeling the pumpkin because I can't eat the skin. I know some people will cook their pumpkin with the skin on it and then eat the skin. Yeah, I can't do that. Are you a skin on, skin off kind of pumpkin eater? Let me know. For the dumplings, I'm using buckwheat flour to make this completely gluten-free. Then I'm going to add some cornmeal to just make it nice and firm, and some salt. And I'm going to mix all my dry ingredients together and then gradually add my water. So the cornmeal is that thing that will just give your dumpling that bit of oomph, that hardness, because the buckwheat on its own is kind of soft. So the cornmeal will give it that the strength. And I'm just adding my water gradually, and I'm using a spoon because I personally don't like the feeling of the flour all in my fingers. So I start off with a spoon and then I get my hands in there and make it into a dough. I'm just showing you guys here that the spoon method is the way forward if you personally don't like the feeling of dumpling, the feeling of flour stuck to your fingers. Look at my hand. Look, well, you saw in the clip, my hands were pretty clean at the end of kneading the dough. Now I'm just showing you how I make the dumplings, and all you want to do is just make these flat discs, and there's no need to worry about making sure that the dumpling is made in a tight way because there's no gluten in this flour. It is gluten-free flour, but if you are using wheat flour, you will then just make sure that you make the dumpling, you knead the dumpling, or you make your dumplings tight. I don't know how to explain it, but I just know how if I was making dumplings using wheat flour, I'd be able to demonstrate it. But it's basically pulling on the dumpling and pushing it on in the center. You're probably gonna have to watch a video on that, but yeah, these are gluten-free dumplings, so there's no need to worry about that. And this is the final dumplings. So back to the cabbage, and after steaming for about 15 to 20 minutes depending on the cooker that you're using, I am now going to add in the last few ingredients: my stock cube, bell peppers, and my coconut milk. At this point you can add a bit of curry powder or paprika for, I think that's just mainly for the color, to be honest. So the curry powder will give it a nice rich color and a bit of flavoring as well, but your paprika will just be straight for that color because we know paprika's got no taste. So yes, I'm just adding these final bit of ingredients, and at this stage you will taste it to see if it's to your preference. If you want to add any more spices to it or salt, just give it a quick taste and just leave this to cook for a few more minutes. So everything is ready. Here's a dumpling and a pumpkin. Oh, and I decided to add some sweet potato as well, so that's what you can see. And now it's time to plate up. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe and share this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.